As you get older, it becomes more difficult to think about the past and think about your future. Because the older you get, the more the more you understand how evil and conniving and deceitful people are, and you understand the wickedness of the world. And as you get older, you think about your past, and if your past was more better than your present or even the possibility of your future, then of course you're going to think about the past and the good times, but also you're going to be thinking about the bad times as well. And more often than not, a lot of us had pretty bad experiences in life, when we were younger, and we dealt with all types of different, things and events that were specifically designed to break us and designed to destroy our sanity. But we overcame and we became stronger because of it. We overcame all types of obstacles, toxic people, toxic work environments, and things of that nature. But when you get older, you know, all the good things that you had in your past, they disappear one by one. These little pillars of hope, they get destroyed, they get eliminated, they get neutralized. And you can try your hardest, man. You can try your hardest to try to replicate the past and try to go back to the past, but you can never go back to the past, and you can never be that same person that you once were. That person that had a real soul and a spark of divinity and creativity and ingenuity. And you try to rebuild that, but it's hard, it's difficult. A lot of us, we go through these cyclones and these cycles of obliteration and condemnation, where you got to deal with a lot of bullcrap in life, especially at where you work at, because whatever gives you your money for sustainability and survivability, it's probably going to have a lot of volatility around it as well, because that's just the nature of this world. You see, this world knows that you need money, so the best place to loose you and harvest you is at a place of your earning your money, because you need that. So you're gonna have to take the crap, the disrespect, the co-workers talking shit, the drama at work, the problem. You're gonna have to go through that, even though you just want to be peaceful and play your Xbox and watch anime. The world doesn't give a shit about what you want. It only cares about what you're able to produce for it. And a lot of us, man, we did have some moments in the past that were happy, and we wish we can go back to those moments of the past that made us happy, that made us feel alive, that made us feel charged again, that made us feel like we have some semblance of power, a semblance of hope, and just happiness. But as you get older, man, it gets ripped from you, it gets destroyed, because after a certain age, if you haven't had that many experiences with women, and you haven't been married, and you haven't been really experiencing the things that you need to experience to help develop your confidence as a man, when you're not really experiencing those, but you're experiencing the complete opposite, it really takes a toll on your self-esteem. It takes a toll on your creativity and ingenuity. You know, like even recently, I'm working on an anime right now. And I'm working on this anime, and I'm creating this part in the chapter. And then I just lose motivation, because I see some pretty girl on Instagram, and I'm like, damn, I want her, you know. And then you start going through these emotional fluctuations. You start feeling like you're not good enough. You're not this, you're not that. You wish you can have this girl. You wish you can have that girl. Then you look at your life. Then you look at what you've been through. Then you look how people treated you. And it's just like, and then that just creates this emotional deficiency. It creates this emotional annihilation, this emotional rigged game where you just go through this cycle of these emotions, and these emotions are designed to break you down. They're designed to break your mind. They're designed to make you feel like you're nothing, right? And when you get older, people have less sympathy for you as well, especially as a man. People already don't have no mercy for you as a man, but when you become an old man and you're not really wealthy or successful, people are going to say it's your fault. They're going to blame you, this, that, and the third, and really the only thing that could have changed your life is just meeting the right people or being around the right associates who could have showed you secrets and things in life, how to really get money. If you've ever been around people that really got money, a lot of them don't even really work like that. Like they don't wake up in the morning and go to a 9 to 5 job. What they'll do is they'll invest in like assets, or they'll invest in their assets, and they'll invest in other shit that you don't even know that you can invest in. And they'll invest in something that can make them more than $20,000 of passive income each month, where they don't have to lift a finger. Just owning a stock in something generates this revenue. you know, and this is something we weren't taught. Most of us were taught to get a job and go to school. We weren't taught that you can actually own assets and those assets can work for you. Or when you obtain money, reinvest your money so your money can work for you. Because when your money works for you while you're sleeping, that's how you can generate wealth. Because if you only generate money when you're awake, well, you're not going to make that much as somebody that generates money when they're awake, when they're asleep, when they're on vacation, when they're in the hospital, whatever, when they're playing video games, scratching their nuts. It doesn't matter. They're still going to generate money. So that's why I'm telling you guys, if you can, try to find a way to make money from your hobbies, to make money from your businesses, to make money from something that makes you happy, to make money from something that you're passionate about. There's no greater feeling than getting paid for doing something that you love, or doing something that comes easy to you or natural to you. You have a natural propensity, you have a natural inclination for certain things. Pursue what your heart tells you to pursue. Don't pursue what the world tells you. The world is there to destroy you. You know, this whole system is rigged and it's set up. It's set up to exploit you, exploit your emotions, exploit your mind, exploit your time, exploit your direction, to show you that you have so many imperfections, when in reality, the imperfections comes from the wicked God of this world. The God that can create beauty, but then the beauty degrades and dies away and falls away. You can see a beautiful flower and it's born anew. Then it decays and rottens and it spoils and it goes to the wind. A real God will create things that last eternally, instead of things that degrade over time. But we know it's Yaldabaoth and it's the demiurge that controls this realm. Now, when you really think about it, there's different types of ways where men are destroyed. They're destroyed through isolation, through lack of having a female in your life. But nowadays, these females are absolutely batshit crazy. Have you guys seen that one lady who just went wild and seemed to neutralize her own offspring? How do you neutralize your own offspring? Just crazy shit. And then the way she planned it and did it, it's like, wow. Then they're trying to say that she's insane and all that. Man, it's come on. You know, when somebody plans something so meticulously wicked, that's not an accident. They planned that on purpose. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew the consequences of doing it, and they did it anyway because she did it anyway because she thought she can get away with it, because this society has shown people that it pampers towards monsters and towards idiots, assholes, and people that like causing problems. This society shows it. How many times on YouTube you see channels and you're like, damn, this channel's not banned yet, you're right. But you see another channel of animation, one of your favorite animators, and they'll get their channel demonetized or whatever in YouTube. And those people are good people, you know? They just want to draw cartoons and shit, And then YouTube says, oh, no, you can't do that. But then another channel that's clearly doing just evil shit, YouTube just ignores that channel conveniently. You see how it's selective? Do you see that? You can just fucking see it your own self. You can see channels that are out there causing problems. Yeah, YouTube does nothing to them. Then you see channels out there making their animations, minding they've been making YouTube videos for 15 years, and YouTube just demonetized them out of nowhere. And it's crazy. Imagine working for 15, 20 years, doing YouTube full time, not having no other job, but you have some money saved up. And then one day you wake up and YouTube says, screw you. Meanwhile, you got people like Synthetic Man, who I can't stand, who else? And a few others who like to just cause problems and drama, and then YouTube just ignores them conveniently. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And you got some, and in this life, in this world, you're gonna find that you have some crazy people in this world. Like, we exist with some crazy motherfuckers in this world. People that are absolutely out of their minds. Crazy people, emotionally unstable, mentally unstable. Just something. There's something in their mind that's just not right, and then they want to focus on you. It's just like, so you got crazy people that want to focus on you. It's fucking insane. Then you got to worry about people, in your real immediate life, and you got to worry about all types of things when you're just a human being trying to survive in this storm of existence that we find ourselves in, and how we have to face all of these battles and these wars and these turmoils, and we got to keep on going on. Then you got people who just despise you for no reason, people who don't even know you, they just despise you for no reason, but they can't get enough of you. It's weird, isn't it? This world is founded on crazy shit like that. This world is absolutely insane. We live in a world where the good people get punished and the bad people get rewarded. And then people want to get on their knees and pray to their God and pay their tithes and go to church. It's like, you guys are so stupid. Do you really think it's that easy to get your soul saved? You think the truth is going to be out there at your pastor? You think your pastor knows some truth? He probably knows magic, and he probably talks to demons. So when he tells you, oh, the future, this is going to happen and that, and it happens, you think, oh, it's from God, it's from God. You're so stupid and naive. That's the problem with like religion, people that believe in religious doctrine. They're easily manipulated and fooled. You show them a little something, show them a little magic, and they'll think that you're talking to God. And it's like, bro, the God of this world is the demiurge. The God of the Bible is the demiurge. That is the God of the Bible. A jealous, wicked being. He said so himself. I am a jealous God. Right? So this God shows you through its actions in the Bible how wicked and sadistic it is, and you want to fucking argue with me and say that this God is a good being? Shut up. There's plenty of channels out there that you can go in there and have them kiss your religious ass. They can go in there and tell you how good the Lord is and praise the Lord, and you can go ahead and do that, and then come up to reality, you got to pay bills, and that girl still doesn't like you. So going to that church changed nothing. Just made your life even more harder and complex. We got to get out this freaking mindset of relying on external forces for our own, desirability, meaning that relying on external forces for our confidence. We got to stop doing that. And I know it's hard because this world is founded on that, cars, the clothes, the money, the women, whatever. All these are like accessories. These are not things that are mandatory, except maybe having a woman in your life, because that's mandatory for your emotional health, which is your mental health, which you don't want that to falter. But a lot of our mental states have they have been recalibrated and reinstated to different positions and sectors. It's interesting. You go your entire life not having what you always wanted, and life keeps throwing you things that you just don't like. Life sometimes gives you what you want, but not really, really, really what you really want. Like you'll get that job, but your book career never takes off or something like that. And that's what you really wanted to take off. You wanted your writing, you wanted your inspirations, you wanted your manga to take off, and it never takes off. I'm working on this anime right now, and I think I reveal more about it, but it's very unique and it's very kind of, interesting. And the main character, she goes on these little adventures and stuff, and that's all I'll say, really. And I release a little more gradually. I think I may. I don't know. I think I may make a channel for it, just for it, and you see the progression of it. I don't know. I'm still thinking of should I make a channel on it? But anyway, because I always want that, because I had a writing channel before in the past, before I just got rid of it a long time ago, where I went over different books, and that's why I had a series where every Friday, I would have these books that I would show people. I think, let me know if you guys want that. If you guys want that, I think you guys would like that. I don't know, where I go and show you esoteric books, because people wondering how I gained this knowledge and wisdom. I show you certain books that I've read and just certain experiences I've been through as well. A lot of this shit, man, it's hard to perceive because we're in the flesh. You see, the physical can't really perceive the physical can't really perceive the spiritual like that, because we're spiritual entities that were created from the mud, from the abyss, which is the mud, which is like the remnants of dead gods and dead stars and fallen ancient civilizations we can't imagine that existed eons ago. And these supermassive because all the abysses is a supermassive black hole that swallowed many other supermassive black holes, you know what I mean? And it's just like an infinite amount of them. And the deeper and deeper you go, that's pretty much the abyss. It's like an infinite black hole. That's the abyss. And the deeper you go, the more terrifying terrifying the gravity, where the gravity is so powerful it can rip entire universes and even powerful gods in half. You know, I miss that spark when I was younger. Hell, just a few years ago, I'm a totally different person than I was a few years ago. You know, like I used to have YouTube channels and talk, but I was never consistent, and I didn't have anybody listening either. You know, it's crazy to go from just a regular person to somebody people like to hear speak. It's interesting. You know, I always wanted to be just successful for like words or whatever, but I was thinking like music and writing. I never would imagine in a million years I'll have a YouTube channel that's, even though it's small, drop in the bucket, and no one really knows or cares about this channel like that, because it's not really a big channel. I mean, some people care about it, and I appreciate you guys, but you know what I mean in the bigger picture compared to like Mr. Beast or something like that, my channel's a drop in the bucket. And it's just nice to come to a place where you can just talk, invent, and be with like-minded people that see the same things you're seeing in this freaking world. And we're able to come together and just see this nonsense that we find ourselves in, man. Because that's what it is. This whole shit is nonsense. This whole world is nonsense. It's not a good world that we live in, man. It's just an evil, sadistic, twisted world, and it's designed to break you. It's designed to make you feel like like you don't matter, right? And that's some of the most messed up crap ever. To live in a world that's designed to make you feel like you're nothing. That's designed to make you feel like you don't matter. That's designed to make you feel like you don't fit in. Like I don't fit into this world. I come from a totally different dimension. I don't come from this abyss. My flesh may come from this nasty abyss. The God who took my soul, my spark from Sophia, that fell from Sophia. And was able to trap my soul in these realms, materialistic worlds, these planets and these star systems and these astral hells, But even through all that, man, I hope I can get back to my pleroma. I hope I can be able to escape the deep abyssal terrors, because there are ways, like in the Gnostic text, it talks about ways where you can actually avoid trying to go through that abyss. Like there's like certain little portals that can lead you straight to the pleroma, where you can avoid going through the abyss altogether. But but there's like a secret knowledge you have to gain in order to do that. See, that's one thing about Gnosticism, bro. It's like, I'm not really a fan of secrets and hiding and all that, hiding these messages. I understand you have to do it to get past Yaldabaoth, but still, it's like, tell us the exact truth. Tell me what I need to do when I pass away, get past Yaldabaoth and his monsters. So I won't just step into a pitch black ocean abyss with all types of spiritual creatures inside of a black hole somewhere in the spirit realm, not knowing where I'm at and getting devoured by some abyssal terror. That's an ancient. That's an ancient abyssal god of terror that specializes in hunting human souls, hunting freshly human souls. That's some scary shit to think about, that we can go into a dimension where our eternal soul is being hunted by interdimensional beings that are scary monsters that can, if they catch us and devour us, we can be destroyed permanently. Like that's some scary shit, but like I said, these are all just rumors and speculations or whatever, spiritual speculations. We don't have no exact proof. But we're not going to know until we get there. And if we get there, and if this is correct, I mean, what are you going to do besides scream? So a lot of people, I think they would just want to think that it's not real. There's no way that the flesh can ever think about the spirit world, even though people do that all the time. You have people in the physical that know about secret knowledge and esoteric secrets, that commune with spirits, that go into the spirit world. They take ayahuasca, they take these mind-altering substances that reveals the veil that's behind this. It reveals the spiritual veil that's behind that blinds us. Why would a God create humans from the abyssal clay, knowing that this abyssal clay, it naturally restricts the spirit's vision to see? All of our spiritual senses are dulled when we're in this body, in this flesh. When you come into your spirit form, then you'll see, hear, and taste and all that stuff. And people think, well, what do you mean taste and hear and all that? Like the spirits don't need to eat and blah, 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 blah. Oh, but spirits do eat. The archons, they eat our soul's essence. Spirits do eat souls. There are spirits and entities that are specifically designed to hunt down human souls and devour them. I know that sounds scary, but that's the reality you're in. Just like if you jump into the ocean now, there's a shark out there that may or may not come up to you and take a bite, and it may bite you out of curiosity, right? And it's a scary thing, man, but stay strong, guys, and make sure you keep your head on your shoulders, man. I know times are getting hard, times are getting rough, and we got to stay strong, man. Peace.